Most respected dear family members, my pranams to you. I have been giving many messages from Islamic literature, Christian literature, and also in detail about the Hindu literature, Vedas, Vedangas, Upavedas, Upangas, Itihasas, Puranas, and so on. Many people asked me a very simple but a question which should be answered by going deep into the heritage subject. The question was very simple. Can you give a series of messages from Indian heritage? Let it be from Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, Upanishads, or Darshanas. You know, for India and for Hindus, the religious literature is not single in number. For the Christians, only one Bible is there. For the Muslims, only one Quran is there. For the Buddhist, Dharmavada, one literature is there. And for the Sikh, Guru Granth Sahib, one book is there. But for Hindus, it is not one literature. As I very frequently used to say, thousands of literature are there, written by thousands of scholars in thousands of subjects for the last many thousand years. Reading that and explaining that, you know, practically impossible. Even though I am getting 25 Janmas, it is impossible. Then how to present the views of Indian literature or our Indian scholars? I searched for the last 3 months. Very systematically I tried to collect the messages or the Hindu messages for the world. Surprisingly, I could see that the messages collected from Indian literature, as told by Swami Vivekananda, compiled by Vivekananda Rock Memorial Organization in Kanyakumari, I thought I will collect the selected messages from that, which were taken from our Hinduism, Hindu-based literature by Swami Vivekananda nearly 130 years ago. So I thought, instead of my telling that message is there, this message is there in Vedas or Upanishads or Puranas or Itihasas, the most authoritative comments on the Hindu literature have been given by Swami Vivekananda. Nobody can say anything against that. They are the messages from Vedas, they are the messages from Upanishads, they are the messages from Dharma Shastra, messages from Ramayana, messages from Mahabharata, messages from Shad Darshanas, messages from our Puranas 18+18, and also messages from Upavedas. So instead of my collecting all those messages, I collected important points from the literature published by Vivekananda Rock Memorial. From Hindu Dharma, from Hinduism, Hindu literature, and I thought next few days I will explain it to you, just presenting the quotation in English. That will give the essence of Hindu Dharma. Super messages taken from our literature by Swami Vivekananda and compiled by Vivekananda Rock Memorial, Kanyakumari. So I will be presenting that to you. You may have to listen it more than once, because I am not going to give explanation of that, because Swami Vivekananda has presented it in simple English. So my reading that is enough. I am bringing out a book on that with the Malayalam translation given by me. English directly taken from Swami Vivekananda as published by Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. So Vivekananda's messages. First one, power of concentration is the only key to the treasure house of knowledge. There is no great sin than cowardice. Cowards are never saved. That is sure. It is culture that withstands the shocks, not a simple mass of knowledge. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Real education is that which enables one to stand on one's own legs. The only way of getting our divine nature manifested is by helping others to do the same. We need to have three things: the heart to feel, the brain to conceive, the hand to work. We must have life building, man making, character making, assimilation of ideas. So long as you have faith and honesty and devotion, everything will prosper. Great results are attained only by great patience, great courage and great attempts. Faith is not merely belief, it is the grasp on the ultimate and illumination. He who has no faith in himself can never have faith in God. Never forget that a man is made great and perfect as much by his faults as by his virtues. Fear is a sign of weakness. The only religion that ought to be taught is the religion of fearlessness. God is a circle whose circumference is nowhere and whose center is everywhere. He who is the servant of all is their true master. What the world wants is the character. It is the hero alone, not the coward, who has liberation within his easy reach. It is a great thing to have up, and it is a great thing to take up a grand ideal in life and then give up one's whole life to it. The real evil is idleness, which is the principal cause of our poverty. The gift of India is the gift of religion and philosophy and wisdom and spirituality. Renunciation and spirituality are the two great ideas of India. This world is just a gymnasium in which we play. Our life is an eternal holiday. The object of life is to learn the laws of spiritual progress. The only medium through which spiritual force can be transmitted is love. Love opens the most impossible gates. Love is the gate to all the secrets of universe. There is no limit to man's power, the power of words and power of mind. Material science can only give worldly prosperity, whilst spiritual science is for both. Enjoyment lies not in physical development, but in the culture of the mind and the intellect. Even as an intellectual study, the study of Vedanta is the healthiest. Even thinking of the least good of others gradually instills into the heart the strength of a lion. If the poor cannot come to education, education must reach them at the plough, in the factory and everywhere. India's contribution to the sum total of human knowledge has been spirituality and philosophy. Man never progresses from error to truth, but he progresses from truth to truth, from lesser truth to higher truth. One atom has the power of the whole universe at its back. 1 ounce of practice is worth 1,000 pounds of theory. Pay as much attention to the means as to the end. Stand up, be bold, be strong. Take the whole responsibility on your shoulders. The ideal woman in India is the mother. The mother first and the mother last. The Indian nation cannot be killed so long as her people do not give up their spirituality. The leaders of our societies have never been either generals or kings, but the leaders of our societies were rishis. They alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Unselfishness is more paying. Only people have not the patience to practice it. Unselfishness is more paying. The only problem is that people have not the patience to practice it. We must keep a firm hold on spirituality, that inestimable gift handed down to us by our ancient forefathers. All narrow, limited, fighting ideas of religion have to go. Misery is greater teacher than happiness. Books never make religions, but religions make books. Out of purity and silence come the word of power. The secret of life is not enjoyment, but education through experience. First, build up your physique, then only you can get control over the mind. Ignorance is the mother of all the evil and all the misery we see. God comes to those who work hard. India must rise. The masses and the poor are to be made happy. We never get freedom until we are self-contained. We reap what we sow. You are sure if you are pure, if you are strong, you, the one man, are equal to the whole world. Everybody should know that there is no salvation except through the conquering of desires. God can only be known if and through man. I correct it. God can only be known in and through man. First the bread and then only the religion. Life is good or evil according to the state of mind in which we look at it. It is neither by itself. Good is our nature, perfection is our nature, not imperfection, not impurity. Within you lies indomitable power. Go from village to village, do good and humanity to the world at large. Go from village to village, do good to humanity and to the world at large. Harmony and peace and not dissension. That is what is the world requires now. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is manifest this divinity within by controlling nature. By controlling the nature external and internal. Do this either through karma yoga or through bhakti yoga or through jnana yoga or through psychic control or through philosophy, by one or more or all of these. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary. So the doctrines, the dogmas, the rituals or books or temples or forms are secondary, but manifestation of the divinity of the man is the first and most important. To work properly, you have to first give up the idea of bondage. Do not mix in the fray. Hold yourself as a witness and go on working. Let us do good because it is good to do good. Any work that is done with the least selfish motive, instead of making us free, forges one more chain for our feet. Only that kind of work which develops our spirituality is the real work. What makes one man great and another weak and low is the Shraddha. God is the magnet and the human soul is the needle. It is the strong mind that braves its way through 1,000 difficulties. No amount of politics would be of any avail until the masses in India are once more well educated, well fed and well cared for. Our work should be mainly education, both moral and intellectual. He who loves lives long. He who is selfish is dying. Therefore, love for the sake of loving. I consider that the great national sin is the neglect of the masses, and that is one of the causes of our downfall. He who sees Shiva in the poor, in the weak, and in the diseased really worships Shiva. Utter no words of condemnation. Close your lips and let your hearts open. He who adjusts himself best lives the longest. Knowledge is nothing but finding unity in the midst of diversity. Him I call a Mahatma whose heart bleeds for the poor. Otherwise he is a Duratman. What we want is vigor in the blood, strength in the nerves, iron muscles and nerves of steel, not softening, namby-pamby words. Give up jealousy and conceit. Learn to work united for others. The only God to worship is the human soul in the human body. Men are valuable than all the wealth of the world. That action is moral, which frees us from the bondage of matter, cleans the mind. This is all of religion. Read man, he is the living poem. If your freedom hurts others, you are not free then. He who struggles is better than he who never attempts. Give as the rose gives perfume, because it is its own nature, utterly unconscious of giving. Books are useless to us until or open our own books. Choose the highest ideal and live your life up to that. Look at the ocean and not at the wave. Do not spend your energy in taking, but in talking. Do not spend your energy in talking, but meditate in silence. The whole ocean is present at the back of each wave. Only those who want nothing are the masters of the nature. Put God behind everything. Put God behind man, behind animal, behind work. Make this as a habit. No man should be judged by his defects. A perfect man's body mechanically does right. Bear every misery without even knowing that you are miserable. Come to God. Any way you can opt. Only come, but in coming, do not push anyone down. In eating, dressing or lying, in singing or playing, in enjoyment or in disease, always manifest the highest moral courage. Every being is the temple of the Most High. Be brave and be sincere. Then follow the path with devotion and you must reach the Lord. Religion begins where the philosophy ends. Art is representing the beautiful. There must be art in everything. Blows are what awaken us and help to break the dream. This thirst after body is the great bane of human life. A golden chain is as much a chain as an iron one. Desire, ignorance and inequality. This is the trinity of bondage. The cause of today is the effect of the past and the cause for the future. Before reaching the highest ideal, man's duty is to resist evil. Let him work. Let him fight. Let him strike straight from the shoulder. What we want is an immense awakening of Rajasika energy, for the whole country is wrapped in the shroud of tamas. Convert that into rajas. We will be continuing these quotations tomorrow also. Now listen it more than words. Try to make others also listen. These are all not my words. These are all the words taken by Swami Vivekananda from the Hindu literature and Hindu vision, Hindu approach, Hindu mission, Hindu customs and rituals, Hindu concepts, and Hindu stories, Hindu experiences, Hindu guidances, and Hindu, the life truth. So take it, analyze it, understand it, and practice in the life for making our life useful, purposeful, fruitful, and meaningful. My pranams to you. Thank you very much.